Hello everyone! In this lecture, I want to teach you WordPress, which is one of the most useful and powerful tools that is used to create a great range of websites without writing any code and just by some clicks. We will start the lecture by talking about what WordPress is and giving you a comparison between two different versions of WordPress. I mean WordPress.com and WordPress.org. Then you will learn how to create websites using both WordPress.com and WordPress.org. We will specifically talk about how to add different elements to web pages, create hyperlinks, change the theme of the website, add widgets and plugins. Let's start by talking about what WordPress is. WordPress is a free content management system that is used to create different types of websites. WordPress facilitates designing the websites by enabling users to create a website in a visual environment and type HTML and CSS codes behind the scene. With the use of WordPress, we can develop different types of websites such as e-commerce websites, forum website, e-learning, and event management websites. As I said, WordPress is a content management system. Content management systems are the platforms that are designed for non-professional users to create their own websites. WordPress is not the only content management system in the market. There are other content management system platforms such as Joomla, Drupal, and so on. But WordPress is one of the best content management systems that provides a variety of features. There are two versions of WordPress called WordPress.com and WordPress.org. The key difference between WordPress.com and WordPress.org is the method of hosting your website. With WordPress.com, it's WordPress that provides the host and domain for you, and you can use its free host and domain or use the paid plans. But with WordPress.org, you host your own site, so you should purchase host and domain for your website, then install WordPress on your host. Also, with WordPress.org, you have more controls of your website settings. You're free to do anything you want and customize the website as much as you need. The video in the next slide provides a complete comparison between WordPress.com and WordPress.org.
WordPress is software that was originally designed to create blogs. It's free and open source, which boosted its popularity to a point that an estimated 34% of all websites run on WordPress. You can now create any kind of site, from a real estate marketplace to online magazines. Because WordPress is software, you need to install and run it on a web server, which leads us right to the main difference. WordPress.org is the website where you can download the software for free. You then have to organize all the installation and web hosting yourself. WordPress.com is a paid service that completely takes care of installation and hosting for you. When you install and run WordPress yourself via WordPress.org, you have absolute control and flexibility over the themes you want to install, the exhaustive list of plugins to enhance your site, the customization options. In fact, very few other website builders or content management systems come close to how flexible and scalable a WordPress.org website is. When your website is hosted on WordPress.com, the options are still great, but they can be limited depending on the price plan you choose. For instance, you'll need the expensive business plan to install external plugins and have access to all SEO options. Now, don't get me wrong, sometimes it's better to have less choice but an easier product to play with. Just ask any Apple device owner out there versus Android or Windows users. So with WordPress.com, the advantages have to do with installation and setup. It only takes a few clicks to get started. Ease of maintenance and security, which is pretty much all done automatically for you, and, most importantly, access to email and live support. Speaking of pricing, let's see how much it costs to run WordPress by yourself via WordPress.org. Note that prices vary wildly, so this is a rough estimate. Web hosting, between $5 and $40 per month. Domain name, around $15 per year. Then you should account for premium themes, which can cost between $40 to $150, and paid plugins, also within the same price range. With WordPress.com, here are the available plans. Free, Personal, $5 a month, which lets you choose a domain name. Premium, $8 per month to access the paid premium themes. Business, $25 per month for live support and all plugins. E-commerce, $45 per month to run an online store. The key takeaway is that with WordPress.org, you will have to invest a bit more time to set everything up and keep it running. The big benefit is that it can turn out much cheaper than WordPress.com in the long run. However, if you'll end up requiring a developer because of the missing support, WordPress.org can also become a money pit. I would recommend WordPress.com for smaller sites where the personal or premium plan will most likely be enough. But don't forget to check out other website builders like Wix and Squarespace too, as they are generally easier to use.
In this lecture, you will learn both versions of WordPress. Let's start by WordPress.com. In order to create a website using WordPress.com, you should first create an account. As the first step for creating an account, you should select a username and password. Then in the next screen, you should select a web address, which is called domain. WordPress provides different domain options. A couple of them are free, but you should pay for some of them. In the next screen, you should select your WordPress plan. Since you just want to practice and learn, it's better to choose the free plan. But if you want to create a real project, you need to select one of the paid plans to get more storage and features. After choosing your desired plan, WordPress will create your website and opens it in the edit mode. You should start customizing your website using this screen, which is the dashboard of your website. If you want to view the website, click top left corner of the screen. You can keep your website open on another tab so that by modifying the pages, you can see the modifications. Please consider that the other users should use the domain name of your website to view it. Here you can see a sample website that is created by WordPress. As you can see, WordPress created a complete website layout with header, menu, and different content sections. When you create a website using WordPress, the title that is shown in the header of the page is usually your domain name. Therefore, you need to change it to a more appropriate title. In order to change the website title and logo, you just simply need to go to the Manage, Settings, and use Site Profile to select an icon for your website and change the title. After modifying your website name, as the next step, you should choose a theme for your website. When you use WordPress, you don't need to worry about the design of your website, as there are a number of pre-existing themes that you can choose from based on the purpose of your website. A theme changes the layout, pictures, colors, and fonts of your website. In order to change the theme, expand Design from the main menu, click Theme, and select the desired theme. The demo in the next slide shows how you can change your website theme.
You can change your theme an unlimited number of times, whether you're trying out a few themes on a brand new website or updating your current theme. To preview a theme on your site, log in and click on My Sites and then click on Themes. At the top, you'll see the theme that's activated on your site. You can choose to browse free, premium, or all themes by clicking on the button on the right of the search bar. You can purchase premium themes individually, and some of our yearly plans include access to all premium themes. Use the search bar to type in keywords or a theme name as you search for themes. If you want to take a closer look at a theme, hover over the thumbnail and you can take a tour and see what it looks like on desktop and mobile. If you want to see what the theme looks like with your own content, click on Try and Customize on the top right-hand corner. This will allow you to see the theme in action and even customize the color, fonts, and setup before committing to the theme. Don't worry, you won't accidentally activate the theme this way. It'll only give you a preview. If you like the look of a theme, Click on Save and Activate to make your changes permanent. If you want more filters while choosing your next theme, click the search bar. Use the filters at the top to narrow your selection by type, layout, and feature.
A newly created website has one home page and one or two pages based on the selected theme. Therefore, you should start customizing your website by adding new pages and removing the default pages that you don't need. In order to add or remove the existing pages, you should go to the pages from the menu. When you click the Add New Page button, WordPress opens the Themes gallery and asks you to select the desired theme for your new page. There are a wide variety of themes. Select the desired one and click Use. Please consider that paid theme can be different from your website theme. The next step after creating the pages is customizing them and adding your website content. In order to open the pages in the edit mode, open the desired page menu and click Edit. In order to modify the web page, there are different options in the edit mode. In order to edit the content of each part of the page, click on the desired part, then use the Edit menu and the Settings pane to modify the content. If the selected block contains text, you can change text style such as color, alignment, and text format. For changing the font of the text, you should click the Global Style button to open font options. Please consider that the settings options will change based on the selected element. For example, when a picture is selected, the Edit menu and the Setting pane options will be related to editing an image. But if a text block is selected, these options will be related to editing text. In order to change the background color of a page block, instead of clicking on the web page elements, you should click on an empty part of the screen, then use the color options that are in the settings pane. When you need to modify the layout of the page and change the location of the page elements, you just need to click the desired block that you want to change its location and click Move Down or Move Up. If you don't need one of the elements of your web page, you can easily remove it by clicking the desired element and clicking Remove Block from the Edit menu. In order to add a new element that is not a part of the default layout, there are two ways. The first method is going to the desired section of your page, clicking the plus sign button where you want to add the new element, and selecting the desired element. The second method to add a new element is going to the desired section of your page and clicking the line where the element should be added. Then use the plus sign button in the header section and select the desired element. There are a great range of elements that can be added on the page. For example, you can add a text block, picture, audio, video, form, calendar, and social media content and links. We can categorize the elements into the 5 categories including text elements such as paragraph, list, heading, and table, media elements such as image, gallery, audio, and video, design elements such as layout grid, slideshow, tiled gallery, and so on. Embed elements such as add content from YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And finally, widget elements that are similar to the widgets in the mobile phones. They are small programs that show special contents on your web pages. For example, you can use them to add a calendar, search bar, countdown, and so on. In addition to the widgets that you can add using the new element pane, there are some other widgets such as contact form and Google Map that you can add to the sidebar or footer of your pages. However, they should be added with another approach. In order to add a widget that is not in the Elements pane, go to My Site, the dashboard of your website, then from the main menu, expand the design and click Customize. Then click Widgets from the Customize pane. In the next step, click Add a Widget button, then select the desired widget. If the widget needs any configuration, set its settings and click Save Changes. Please consider that when you add a widget using this method, you can't select the location of the widget. Usually, it will be added to the footer or sidebar based on the theme of your website. As you can see in this example, the widget is added to the footer of the page based on the theme of the website. The next step after finalizing the layout and adding the necessary elements is creating hyperlink between different pages of the website or link the current website to the other websites. In order to link a text or a picture to another page in your website, select the desired text or picture that you want to use to create the hyperlink, then click Hyperlink button and in the Edit Hyperlink window, type / then the target page name. Creating a hyperlink to an external web page is similar to creating a hyperlink to an internal web page. However, instead of just typing the page name, the full address of the website, including HTTP, should be typed. After finalizing the modifications of your web page, click the Update button in order to save the changes. However, if it's the first time that you want to save your web page, instead of an Update button, you will see a Publish button. The demo in the next slide shows a summary of how you can modify a web page in WordPress.
So this is the base content that was given to us with our free site. So this content is built with blocks. And you can see there's a block here, and there are some more blocks down below. So once you figure out how the blocks work, it's really pretty simple. So what you do is you click on an area that you want to work on, and this particular block right here, if you look on the right, the block that's highlighted, this is a cover block. So for this cover block, we want to replace this image. So right here, we'll click Replace, and we're going to upload a new image. So on my desktop, I have a file that I already have some images in that I'm going to use on this website. So I'll just select one, and it just replaced the stock image with my image. Now I want to click on an area and change the text. So right here, I'm on a block inside this cover block, and it is called a heading block. So I'm just going to type my new text here. So there's my heading. Now for the text on my website, I like to have all my text in a Word document beforehand and then copy and paste it into my website. So I'm going to open up that document. So here's the Word file I'm going to use. So I'm just going to copy some text from my Word document and highlight this text and paste it in here. So next we'll work on the button. So if we click on the button, you can see under block, we're working on a button block right now. So we can change the text in this button. So we'll do contact read. Now this button, we want to go to our contact page. So we'll just click on the link symbol here, and we'll edit where this link goes to, and we'll just start to type contact, and it knows that we want to go to the contact page, so we'll just select that. Now the button is changed to go to our contact page. Now before we go too far, let's just update this. It's really saving it, and see how it looks. So on the bottom left, we'll go View Page, and we can see that we've changed our website now. Here's the heading, here's the text, and let's just try out this contact button and see if it works. See, it goes to our contact page, so it works. So we'll go back to the home page, and we'll carry on editing the home page. So bottom right, we'll click Edit. So let's just scroll down and look at this next block. So this next block is a column block. So let's just delete the content in the column block. So if you click on anything, you can just go over here and remove the block. Let's click on this one. So let's add some blocks. So we'll click on the Add Block button. We'll add a spacer. So here's our spacer block that we just added. So let's add a block below that one. There's the plus sign again. So we're going to add a column block. Here it is right here, columns. So we're going to choose a 3 wide column block. So just click on that. And here are our 3 columns. So on the left one, we're going to click Add Block. And we're going to add an image to this column. And we'll upload a new image. And let's select this one. It's uploaded. Now we'll select the next image. We'll upload it. We'll select this one. And the third one, image, upload it. We'll select this one. So now we have our column block with our 3 book covers in it. And let's make some space below that. So we'll click the plus again. We'll add a spacer block. Now let's add the author bio section. So we'll do that in a column. This time we'll select 2 columns, a narrow left-hand column and a wider right-hand column. And let's add our author headshot here. So that'll be an image. We'll upload it. We'll upload the headshot. And now right here we'll add some text, but we'll add a heading at the top. Reed Bookman. Hit enter, and below that we'll add some paragraph text. There's a paragraph block. So like before, we'll just click on our Word document and copy and paste some text over. There it is. There's the author bio. So below that, we'll click the plus, we'll add a spacer, and then we'll carry on below that. Plus sign again. Now let's add another column block for the first book we're going to add. Let's do this same left-hand column block again. And on the left side, we'll add an image. We already have the image in our media library, so let's just go to the media library and let's select this book cover first. So we'll insert it. So there's the first book cover. So let's add on this block, let's add a heading. We'll call this one The Blade. And below it, let's just select any old text here from our Word doc. Paste it in, and then hit enter. And below that, now we're going to add a button that goes to this book on Amazon. So we'll just click the plus. This time we'll find the button element or block, and that might be a layout element. There it is, button. So we'll select it. Now let's just type the text in the button. Buy on Amazon.com. And we'll hover over it, and we want to add a link that goes to Amazon.com. Let's open up a new window here, a new tab, and go to our book on Amazon. Here it is right here. And we'll just copy and paste. You highlight, right click, copy. We'll go back to our tab we're working on, and we'll just paste this text in here. And we'll hit the return submit button. So now the link to our book is going to be activated when this button is clicked. So let's just update this and make sure everything works right before we carry on. So we'll view the page. So you can see our website starting to take shape. Let's try out this button. So it goes to the book on Amazon. So we'll click back. And let's carry on working on the website. Now I think I'm going to change something here. Instead of having this column area the same as this column area. I'm going to switch it up so the picture is at the top and the text is below it. Just kind of make it look a little different. Let's do that now. We'll go to Edit. And we'll scroll down. So here's the section I want to change. There's two ways to do it. You could try to drag these blocks around, or let's just continue on and practice. So let's add a new section. So we'll add a block. Going to add an image. And it's already in our media library, so we'll select media library and we'll click on this image and insert it. Now it's centered above this one. Well, we don't want the image that big, so let's just highlight it and we'll select the width. Let's make it about 300 pixels wide. There it is. Now it's about the right size, and we'll check the alignment on it. So we'll click on that image and we'll center align the image. Now below that, let's add the heading, and we'll center align that. So let's click on it, hit the alignment, align text center. Now below that, let's add the paragraph text. So we'll go back and get it. It's this paragraph. Copy, paste, and we'll make that alignment center. There, so that's center. Let's just double check this picture and see why it's showing on the left here. So we'll click on the alignment, align center. There it is. Now it's aligned center. Now we don't need these blocks anymore, so let's just click on them and delete them. Click on this one, remove this one, remove. So let's update this and see what it looks like. And we'll view the page. So here's what it looks like now. We have our 3 books in columns, the author bio centered below it, and then we get into the book section.
In addition to using the Edit menu and the Settings pane, you can modify the page contents by editing its HTML and CSS code. When you create a web page, WordPress automatically types the HTML and CSS codes behind the scene. Therefore, all the WordPress pages are constructed using HTML and CSS, and you can easily modify them if you don't want to use the visual editor of WordPress, or if you want to apply some modifications, but you can't apply them using the visual editor. In order to see and modify HTML code of any element on your web page, click the desired element to open its Edit menu, expand the menu, and click Edit as HTML. For example, if you view the code of an image, you will see image tag, and you can modify different attributes such as alt text or size. If you want to edit the HTML code of the entire page instead of just one block of your page, click the ellipses near your Publish button. Then change the editor view to code editor. As you can see, the code is the combination of the tags that you learned in the HTML and CSS lectures. The next step after modifying and saving your web pages is modifying the menu of your website. When you create a website, WordPress creates a menu for you in the header of your pages. But when you add the new pages, those pages will not be added to the menu automatically. Therefore, in order to add the new pages to the menu, or if you want to remove one of the pages from the menu, you should do it manually using the Customize options. To do this, go to the dashboard of your WordPress website, expand the Design menu, and click Customize. Then click Menu from the Customize pane. In this step, click the primary menu. In order to add a new item to the menu, click the Add Items button and click the plus button of the desired page. But if you want to delete one of the existing pages from the menu, select the desired item and click the Remove button. In order to see the changes of the menu, open your website in the Edit or the View mode. The demo in the next slide shows how you can modify your website menu.
If you're building a new site, creating a menu will be part of your site setup checklist. And if you're editing an existing site, there are several places to start working on menus. In My Home, click on Edit Menus. Or under Design, click on Customize. In the Customizer, click the Menus tab. Most themes have a primary or default menu you can start with. Or you can create a menu. The name you give it won't be visible on the menu itself. Next, choose locations for your menu. The locations and what they are called may vary by your theme. You can also add a menu in multiple locations. Now you can build your menu. Click Add Items to choose the pages and posts that you want visible on your menu. You can also add a menu item that is a link to another website. Or you can choose categories or tags, creating a link from the menu to a page that features all posts with a specific tag or category. You can even create a new page from the menu customizer and build the page later. You may not want to include every page on your menu, and you can easily remove items by clicking the X. But if you want every page added to your site to also be added to a menu, check this box under Menu Options. Don't forget to save your menu as you go. To rearrange your menu, click on Reorder and use the arrows to move items around. Or simply drag them until they're in the order you want. Think of how your menu will appear in a full-screen view on a desktop or laptop, and on a mobile screen, where menus usually appear as a drop-down. You can also create drop-downs within your navigation by nesting one menu item under another. Many themes also offer a Social Links menu. This is a menu that uses icons as links to your own social channels. You can customize social links here or under Marketing in your dashboard.
In addition to the default functions of WordPress, there are some external applications that can be installed on WordPress to add more functionalities to your website. These applications are called plugins. In order to add a new plugin to your website, expand Tools from the dashboard of your website, then click Plugins. By using the plugin page, you can search for the desired plugin. After finding a plugin that suits you, you just need to install it by clicking the Install button of the plugin. As I said in the beginning of the lecture, there are two versions of WordPress, WordPress.com and WordPress.org. In this part of the lecture, we want to talk about WordPress.org. In contrast with WordPress.com, which is a website and provides the host and domain for you, WordPress.org is like a software and it should be installed on your own host. In fact, WordPress.org is where you can download the WordPress software to install on your own server or web hosting account. Therefore, for using WordPress.org, you need to purchase a domain name and web hosting from a hosting company, then download WordPress from WordPress.org and install it on your host. Also, most of the web hosting websites offer a WordPress quick install service to help you get started if you don't want to install WordPress yourself. After installing WordPress on your host, you should log in into your WordPress website by typing your website domain followed by a /wp-admin. By logging into your WordPress website, you will see the administrator dashboard. The structure of the dashboard is very similar to WordPress.com. It contains three main sections. The first section is a toolbar at the top of the page that contains links to the most commonly used administrative functions. The second section is the main navigation menu on the left-hand side that contains links to all the admin features of WordPress. And the third section is the main working area that is used to view the pages. Let's start by how a new page can be added in WordPress.org. In order to create a new WordPress page, go to the Pages in the menu and click Add New. After adding a new page, you should use the editor to add the content to your web page. There are two main differences between WordPress.com and WordPress.org when you add a new page. The first one is WordPress.org doesn't show a window to select a theme for the page, and you should create the page from the scratch. The second one is, instead of having a separate edit menu for each page block, there is a toolbar at the top of the editor that is used for adding and editing all the page elements such as text, image, audio, and video. You can also use this toolbar to create hyperlink and connect your web page content to other pages. Watch the demo in the next slide to see how you can modify a page.
If you've ever used Microsoft Word, then you'll find using the editor even easier. The buttons along this toolbar allow you to easily format text by highlighting a word or phrase and then clicking the buttons to apply the formatting to the selected text. If you're in your editor now, try it. Just highlight some words and make them bold, then italic. See how easy it is? You can also create bullet points and numbered lists by clicking these buttons and typing, adding each bullet point or list item at a time. You just tap the Enter key to create a new bullet point or list item. You can also highlight and bring attention to text like quotes by using the quote button here. Or you can use a horizontal line to break up large sections of text like this, as well as aligning text to the left, middle, and right. Creating a link is easy. Just highlight the text, then click on the Create a Link button here. This pop-up comes up, and all you do is fill in the link address here, which is where people will be taken to when they click the link. You can choose if you want this link to be opened in a new window or tab here. This is a great way to link other websites with yours, but it's also great to link to your own existing content by clicking here and selecting a post or page from the list at the bottom of the window. When you're done, you just click on Add Link, and that bad boy will now be a link on your post or page. To remove a link, you just highlight it and click on the Remove Link button here. If you're creating a big article and just want to show the first paragraph with a Continue Reading button so your pages look clean and tidy and your visitors can easily read your content, you can do this by using the More button. Just click where you want the Continue Reading button to be and click on the More button. Any content below this divider will not be seen straight away by the viewer. They'll have to click on the Continue Reading button. By clicking on the Toolbar Toggle button, this reveals more tools on the toolbar, including paragraphs and headings, underline, justify text, and text colors. If you're copying text from another website or from Word, you can enable the plain text mode by clicking on this button here. Any text you paste into the editor will be formatted and cleaned, so you can then make it how you like. You could also remove formatting from selected text in your editor by using this button next to it. To insert special symbols or characters, click on the Symbol button and you have lots to choose from. You've also got indent text here, and something very useful are the Undo and Redo buttons here. So if you ever do make a mistake and you want to undo it, it's easy. Or if you decide you want that after all, you could just redo it. The last button is this one, which you'll want to have a look at. It has all the keyboard shortcuts available to use to speed up your editing. A new amazing feature is the distraction-free writing mode, which is enabled by clicking on this button here. As you can see, all the other elements disappear so you can focus on your content. You still have access to all the toolbar buttons, and you just have to move your mouse to the side to access the other elements again. To disable this feature, just click it again. At the top right of this editor are two tabs, Visual and Text. We've been working in the Visual tab, but if you select the Text tab, you enter the code editor and you can work with HTML. As you can see, WordPress has been writing the HTML for our post.
Same as WordPress.com, you can modify the page using its HTML code. In order to open the HTML editor, change the editor view from visual to text by clicking the Text tab. Similar to WordPress.com, you can apply a theme to change the appearance of your website. There are two types of themes. The first group are the universal themes that can be used for any website. And the second group are the themes that are built for a very specific purposes such as e-commerce or education. In order to change your website theme, click Appearance from the menu, then click Theme and select your desired theme. If you want to add a new theme that is not in the list of your website themes, click Add New button. By clicking Add New button, a new page will open and shows you a list of different themes that you can choose from. After finding a desired theme, you should install it on your website by clicking the Install button. After installing the theme, WordPress will show you a success message along with Activate or Live Preview buttons. Click Activate if you want to use the theme. There are some websites that sell WordPress themes. If you purchased a theme from one of those websites, you should download it and use the Upload Theme button to add it into the list of themes. Watch the demo in the next slide to see how you can add a new theme to your website.
From the dashboard, we need to go over to Appearance, Themes, so we can work on the theme. Now, by default, when WordPress is downloaded and installed for your website, it automatically comes with a default theme. So you already have a default theme installed on your website. And right now, at the time of this tutorial, 2020 is the default theme. Yours might be a little bit later, or you might be a little bit earlier, but you typically will have just one. And you can tell that we just have one because it takes up this whole space, and you see current theme, and then you can come down here and make adjustments. But what we want to do is, if you're installing one from the WordPress theme repository, we're going to click Add New. And now you have access to all of the thousands of themes that are free or a freemium base, meaning basic elements are free. And then if you want a little bit more whiz-bang information, then you can upgrade, but they're all here. And they start off by featured, so they're featuring different themes to look at here. You can also go by popular. These are the most popular downloads. You see, these are all the previous themes that were installed in the previous years with WordPress. If you keep scrolling, you also see a few more, like the Astros, very popular, Ocean WP as well, Hello Elementor. So go through and pick the one that you want for your website. If you're not really sure, you can also do a feature filter, meaning if you know what you want your website to do or to have different features, then you can go through and check those off here and apply the filters. And then you'll see some that will be specific to the filters that you have. For this tutorial, I know which one I'm going to install. I want to install the Astra theme. It's just a really easy to use free theme that is a freemium version. So there are some higher things that you can do if you go to the premium, but everything that I want for this will be perfect for this tutorial. So I'm going to go ahead and click install. Once it's installed, it's not quite activated. It just means that it's now in my website or on my website, but it's not activated. We can either do a live preview to see what it will look like, or I'm just going to go ahead and activate it now. Great. Once it's activated, we can open it up in a new window. I'm going to right click and open in a new window, and you see it has changed. We even see a powered by Astra WordPress theme down here. And you notice it doesn't quite look like what it was supposed to or what I assumed it would look like. And don't worry, we'll cover a couple of tips on how to get your theme on your site to look like the theme in the demo later on in the video. So make sure you stick around for that. The other thing we want to do is, once we go back here, if you don't see Add New, or if you don't see Manage Themes, then you're likely in WordPress.com. And this tutorial is all about WordPress.org. If you're not sure which one we're talking about, then we have a link in the description below on comparing the WordPress.com and WordPress.org and which one you should choose. The main thing is if you're working in WordPress.com where you have like your site.wordpress.com that you're linked into, then you're limited in the things that you can do for your site. And that's why we'll always recommend working in a WordPress.org where you work with a hosting company like Bluehost or SiteGround, and you have complete control over your website. So if you're not seeing that, that's the biggest reason why. But we have this installed. Now, what if you've gone out and you've purchased a premium theme and you've downloaded it to your desktop? Now, how do you get it up here? That's typical if you've gone through like StudioPress or Elegant Themes, maybe Themify, and you've found a theme that you like. Let me walk you through how to do that. For instance, I'm using StudioPress and I've downloaded a premium theme called Magazine Pro that I want to upload. I've downloaded it to my desktop. So we just need to go back to our dashboard. Make sure we go back to Appearance, Themes. I'm going to close this out. And you see we now have two themes to choose from. This one is the active theme. You can see that by the banner down here. And then this one's on here, but it's not active. But we could choose that if we wanted to. But now we want to upload this one. We need to click Add New again. And instead of searching over here, we've got this button that now turns into Upload Theme, where now we can choose the file. You can also left click, drag it up, or choose file and go find where the theme is, and then we'll upload it. Now, when you get the theme from the account, it will download as a zip. Make sure it stays as a zip. You don't have to rezip it or anything. Simply upload the zipped file that you get from the account. So we're gonna upload this and we'll want to install it. And while that's installing, another thing I want to talk about real quick is one of the best ways to find out how your site is doing is by having something on your site like Monster Insights. Monster Insights does a great job of telling you how much traffic your site is getting right in your dashboard, where the traffic is coming from, what your top pages are, what your top referrers are. So who's referring your site, whether it's Facebook, Pinterest, Twitter, anything like that. Monster Insights connects your site with Google Analytics so you know all the data and make data-driven decisions on your website. To get started with Monster Insights, just head over to monsterinsights.com and make sure you use promo code WPBVIP to get the best discount on Monster Insights. And now let's head back over. Our theme should have been uploaded. For Genesis to work, you also want to upload the Genesis framework. So I've uploaded that as well. And now we see some themes that are available for us. This is the Magazine Pro, and that's the one we just uploaded, where we can either live preview it. And let me just show you what this looks like real quick. So you can do a quick live preview of how the site looks. And again, like the other one, it doesn't quite look how we want simply because we need to add some information. But now that's uploaded and now you can activate it to use it on your site. Now we've talked about how it doesn't quite look like the demo site, and that's a problem with so many themes. And there's a few ways that you can get around this. First, make sure you look at the documentation of the developer where the theme's at. There should be documentation and step-by-step walkthrough on how to get your site to look like the demo site. So look through that, even reach out to the theme developers. If you've purchased it, then you have support from them as well. The next thing you want to look at is look at themes that might have starter packs or demo content that you can install. And what these do is they'll install all the plugins that you need to make your site look just like the demo site. They'll install some what's called demo content or dummy content to make it look exactly like that. For instance, Astra does something like starter templates that you can use, and it involves installing a plugin. If you want, you can watch this video where I go step by step on how to install a plugin for your website. But for this one, we're just going to go over to plugins, add new, type in Astra starter template, and this is what we want. So let's go ahead and install. And then we'll also want to stick around and activate it like we do with the themes as well. Great. Now that we see that here, we can either click on See Library, or let's go back over to Appearance, Starter Templates. And this is only going to work for the Astra theme if you have that installed. First, they're assuming that you'll probably also have a page builder. You can choose which page builder you're going to work with. Gutenberg is basically the default WordPress block, so we're going to choose that. And here are all of the starter themes that you can choose from. So go through here and basically find the one that you want your site to look like. This one looks really good. And when you click on it, you see different templates that will come with that and everything. So what you can do is say import complete site, and what it's going to do is make your site look exactly like this demo. So let's go ahead and click import site. It'll give you some information that you might need. Since I've done this before, I'm going to go ahead and just say delete previous items. Import customizer settings. So they're going to import all of the settings that they have that make this site look like that. They're going to import widgets, and they're going to install some required plugins. If you don't already have any, you can click on the little question mark to see what all it will install. And depending on what you have, it'll install maybe a few more, like WP Forms Lite, which is a great forms plugin. And then also import some demo or dummy content. And we want to do all of that. So let's go ahead and click import, and it'll import everything for you. Great. Now we can view the site, and I'm actually going to close out here. I want you to see this is what the site did look like. And now when we refresh, the site is set up, and that's the way to do it.
As you know, each website has a menu that is normally placed in the header of the website. In order to modify your website menu, go to the Appearance and click Menus. The menu has two sections. The left section contains all of the contents including pages, posts, and custom links, and the right section shows the menu structure. To add a specific page to your menu, you should select that page from the list and press the Add to Menu button. The name of the menu items is the same as the web page's title. If you want to rename or remove an item from the menu, click the arrow button of that item to see the options. If you want to create a multi-level menu, I mean make one of the menu items as a sub-item for another item, simply drag the sub-item below and to the right of the item which you want to parent it. Finally, in order to apply the changes to the website menu, click the Save Menu button. The demo in the next slide shows how you can modify your website menu.
To add a menu item, navigate and hover over Appearance. When the sub-menu appears, click on Menus. First, you'll need to select the menu you would like to edit. Depending on your site and the way our designers set it up for you, you may have different menus for your main navigation, footer, store menu, etc. No matter what you choose, the procedure for updating the menu is always the same. Let's go ahead and update the main menu. So let's select that from the drop-down and click Select. As you can see, we have the current menu structure in front of us. On the left-hand side, you have a list of all your pages that you can add to your menu. You must first create a page before they will show up here. Let's click on the selection box next to the page we want to add and click Add to Menu. Now that the page has been added to our current menu structure, we can edit its placement within the menu by clicking and dragging it into the place we want it. We can also make it a submenu by placing it below and slightly right of its parent menu item. You'll know it's a submenu both by the indentation to the left as well as the label Sub-item on the menu item itself. To edit the label of the menu item, click the drop-down arrow on the right-hand side of the menu item. Here you can edit the navigation label, or remove it from your menu if you wish to do so. You may also add any link to your menu, a category from your blog, or store a category if applicable. Once you're satisfied with your menu structure and labeling, click Save Menu.
Similar to WordPress.com, you can add different widgets to your website, but the only difference is that you can just add the widgets to the specific parts of the website based on the selected theme. For example, you can add the widgets to the footer or the sidebar. If you want to add widgets to any part of your pages, same as WordPress.com, you need to install plugins to add this feature to your WordPress. We will talk about the plugins in the next slides. In order to add widgets to your website, you should go to the Appearance and click Widgets, then add the widgets to the desired sections of your website using drag and drop. As you can see in this example, search, news, and advertisement widgets are added in the sidebar of the website. All of them are added in the sidebar as this theme only accepts widgets on the sidebar. The demo in the next slide shows how you can add widgets.
The Widgets subpanel is accessible from the WordPress dashboard. This allows you to edit, add, and rearrange the order of the widgets. On the left side of this page, you have access to all of the available widgets, while on the right is the available widget areas on your website. You can simply drag over from your available widgets to one of the widget areas supported by your theme. You can see what widgets are currently contained on your site on the right side as well. With the WordPress 2017 theme, we have 3 widget areas, the sidebar, and 2 footer widget areas. You can reorder the widgets by clicking and dragging them into the desired area in their respective widget area. To get rid of one of the widgets, you can simply drag it out of the widget area. More settings for the individual widgets are available by clicking on the arrow next to the widget name. To add a new widget, drag the widget into the widget area you want it to appear on your site. You won't be able to see these changes until you head back to your site though.
As I said before, you can add new widgets to your WordPress website by installing plugins. In fact, plugins are used to expand WordPress functionality. In order to add a new plugin, click Plugins, then click Add New, and use the search bar to find your desired plugin. After finding the desired plugin, you should install it by clicking the Install Now button. And finally, click the Activate button. There are a great range of plugins. Some of them are free, but some of them are paid. You can also purchase and install the desired plugins from the third-party websites. If you purchase the plugin from a third-party website, you should manually upload it to your WordPress website. In order to add a third-party plugin, click Add New button and hit the Upload Plugin button to browse your computer and add the plugin. Finally, install and activate the plugin. Watch the demo in the next slide to see how you can add a new plugin.
In this video, I'll show you 3 methods that you can use to install a plugin on your site. The first method is the easiest method, and we will be using the WordPress plugin directory. It sounds complicated, but it's really not. From your WordPress dashboard, you'll look for the plugins area, and you want to click Add New. When you click Add New, it takes us to this whole area. This is the WordPress plugin directory. These are all the free plugins available that you can install on your site. To find the one that you're looking for, we want to search for the plugin. We'll do WP Forms. That's a great contact form that you can install. So we'll find it, and this is the one we're looking for. Let's go ahead and install it now. And you have to do 2 things with any plugin. You'll want to install it, but then you want to activate it, which means you want to make sure that it goes live on your site and that you can utilize it. Once I click Activate, it'll activate the plugin, and each plugin will be different. For the WP Forms, I'm now taken to the dashboard of the form where it easily walks me through how to create my first form. So that's the first method, and it's by far the easiest, but it's also utilizing only the free plugins that are on the WordPress directory. Now the next method is, say you've purchased a plugin and you've downloaded it from the plugin website, you'll need to upload it on your own. So let's do that next. We want to go back over to our plugins area. We can click Add New again, and instead of doing the search plugins area, we want to click on the Upload Plugin button up here. So we'll click Upload, and now we can choose the file, and we need to search for it on our computer. From here, you can either click Choose File, or if you have it open, you can left click the zip folder and drag it. And then you see it here. Once you choose the file, you want to click Install Now, and then it will go through and install the plugin that you just uploaded. Again, once it's installed, you'll be prompted to activate the plugin if you need to activate it right now. And if you don't want to activate it, you can go to your installed plugins and you can see the status of them, where we only have our WP Forms Lite activated. You can tell by the blue, and these two are still not activated. From here, you can activate any of them. You can also delete them. You can deactivate them if you don't want to use that plugin anymore. So that's method 2. Now method 3 is very similar to method 2. However, instead of uploading it through our plugins admin area, we'll be using an FTP client. There are several FTP clients that you can choose from. I'll be using FileZilla for this tutorial. If you're not familiar with FTP clients, then you can view our FTP video on how to get started with that. Once you connect to your website, make sure that you go into your plugins folder. To do that, I'll show you, we'll drill down into the public HTML. We need to go to WP content. That is where all of our themes and plugins are kept. And right here, you see our plugins page. And here are the 3 plugins that we have. What you need to do is when you download your zip file from the website that you've purchased your plugin, you'll also need to unzip the file so that you can upload just the folder. So we need to do that next. So you see here I have my OptiMonster zip file. So we need to right click and extract all. Browse where we want it to go. Select that folder. And we do want to see the extracted files when complete, so let's click extract. And now we see this folder here. What you want to do is make sure that when you click on the folder, you have all of the subfolders and files beneath that folder. We're happy with this, so now let's go back to our FTP client. Going to right click, refresh, so I can see all of the items here. And what I want to do is bring this folder and upload it over here. So all you need to do is right click, click upload, and now it will upload all of the folders into my plugins area on my website. And when it's finished, we can head back over to our plugins page, and you'll want to click refresh or just click the installed plugins again. And when you do that, you now see that the plugin that we just uploaded is here. When you upload via FTP, it automatically uploads, but it does not activate. So anything that you want to activate, make sure you come back over here to your installed plugins area and activate the plugins that you need to. And that's a simple way of how you can install a plugin on your WordPress website.
As I said, there are a great range of plugins. As the last part of the lecture, I want to introduce some of the useful plugins that are ranked as the best plugins in 2020. The first plugin that I want to introduce is Site Origin Widgets Bundle that adds some useful widgets to your website. With the use of this plugin, you will have useful widgets such as Google Maps widget, price table widget, buttons and icons widgets, and so on. The next plugin is a Smash Balloon that adds a widget to show the latest posts from your Instagram as well as a follow button. Adding Advertising is a plugin that is used for adding advertisements to your website. With the use of this plugin, you can add a widget to show advertisements in different professional formats. Countdown Timer plugin adds a timer widget on your web page. This timer can be used for different purposes such as seasonal sales, limited offers, and so on. Social Icons plugin is used to add a widget to show social media icons that are linked to your social media pages. Give is a free plugin that adds a widget to collect donations for different purposes. If you want to collect donations on your website, this free plugin is one of the best options. Advanced Word Search plugin adds a search widget that provides a number of features for searching the products in the e-commerce websites. So if you have an online shopping website, you can use this plugin as the search bar of your website. Crowd Signal is another useful plugin for e-commerce websites to add a widget to collect feedback from the customers. Smart Post plugin can be used to add a news widget or to show latest forum posts. For example, if you designed a website for your company, this plugin can be used to show the project's updates. Events Calendar is a free plugin that allows you to create a calendar page on your website that can be used to show different events on calendar. Zoho Sales IQ is a free live chat plugin that allows you to make a live chat system for your website. This plugin can be used if you want to make a live chat for customer support or enable your customers to ask you their questions with the use of live chat. And the last plugin that I want to introduce is Elementor, which is one of the most useful plugins. In contrast with the other plugins that add something to your pages, this plugin changes the interface of the WordPress editor and adds a great number of features that can help you to design more professional pages. In fact, this plugin can solve the issues of the default WordPress editor. We're done with the WordPress lecture. Hope you could learn WordPress or at least get an overview of how you can use it for creating your own website. This lecture was the last lecture of the course, and I hope that you could learn what you expected from this course. Don't forget to ask your questions on the course forum, and good luck with the web assignment and the final exam.